Foot Clan, attack! Hey there everyone, welcome back to Game Vinyl. My name is Dave, and today we are going to be reviewing Munchkin Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the deluxe version from Steve Jackson Games and IDW. Now, this is a review copy. Thank you so much for your support, really do appreciate it. Now, this game here is Munchkin, but it has the turtles plastered on the front of it, and it does add a tad bit of teamwork when it comes to that. I love the Turtles. I've always been a huge Turtles fan since I was a kid. Now it has kind of waned over the years as I've gotten to be an adult, but there still is this part of my heart that will always be dedicated to them, and the art is the more comic book style art, so I am sold on this. I'm not a huge Munchkin fan though. I think there are other games that take Munchkin and do it better, because to take that aspect in my mind in a game is hit or miss with me. So I love the Turtles. Munchkin is for me. Now let me show you what comes in this box, and I'll give you my opinion after showing you how to play on what I think of this, and we'll see if it's a winner. Let's go. So this is what you get in the box of Munchkin Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the deluxe version. Now, the main thing that comes in the deluxe version that you don't get is the board here. I'm pretty sure in the regular version it just comes with cards, and I'm not sure about the standees, what it comes with, but you have those, and all these cardboard components, very thick, very quality, going to stand the test of time. And then we have oversized cards. Now these are a bit thinner than what I would like them, but they actually feel that they can take that kind of bend and wear, so that's okay. Actual cards themselves, the art is just phenomenal. Now it's not on all of the card because, well, then it would be really busy. You do need space for the text, but what they were able to fit on the card of the art is spectacular because it's the comic book kind of art style, and I love that. And the card quality on them is, again, a little bit thin, but it seems as if they're able to take the bend. So again, that's fair. The board, very good quality, very spacious, but again, it's just kind of there to be a number counter for your levels. So that's what comes in the box. Now let me show you how to play. Okay, so this is the game set up. Now I did confirm the deluxe edition does come with the standees and the board. Otherwise, you would just get the cards and the big cards here, and you would tick your levels up this way. Otherwise, if you have the deluxe version, you'll be ticking your levels up this board here all the way to 10, and once you're there, whoever is the one who reached 10 is the winner. Sometimes there can be people who reach at the same time. Okay, so you'll start the game by shuffling both decks, the door deck and the treasure deck, and dealing 4 of each of these cards to each player. Actually, what you're trying to do is the same game as Munchkin. This is cooperative a tiny bit, but ultimately this is a competitive game. You want to get to level 10 yourself, and if somebody else gets there, well, that's fine too. What I mean by that is you're going to be fighting these monsters or the Foot or people like that in order to get levels, which whenever you accomplish beating a monster, you get whatever level it says down here. Most of them are 1, the big baddies are 2, and then you get the amount of treasure cards that they say here. Now if you lose and have to run or die, bad stuff may happen to you, and you might even die. But the monsters also have an ability. You may join any combat without a wandering monster card. So I'll get more into that later. But on your turn, essentially what you're going to do is kick the door in. So you're going to pick the top card from the pile here, flip it up. If it's a monster, you have to fight it. If it's not, if it's a trap or anything like that, you will just basically execute whatever it says. Trap cards basically say what they do right on them. Very simple. So this one right here is hypnosis, lose all of your allies. So sometimes they can actually be good stuff for you. So if it's a weapon, a kata, more of, this is like a stance, like a technical stance. So these things go in front of you, helping you, giving you buffs and stuff like that. But these all come from the monster deck. So you flip one up, you execute the first card. If you beat a monster, you get the levels, you get the prizes, the treasure cards, and then it goes away. Now you can either do one of two things. If you fought a monster, then you can look for trouble, which means you'll draw the top card, and whatever this card is, you draw it face down and you put it in your hand. So it could be a monster that you hold in your hand and play later when you think you can beat them, because you want to make sure you can beat them when you play them. Or it could be any other card that you can hang on to, like the traps or stuff like that you can play on other people, or this defensive stance. Or if you haven't fought a monster, you can loot the room, which is essentially the same thing. Just draw a second card and put it into your hand from the door deck. And at the end of your turn, you can't have more than a certain amount of cards in your hands, and you have to discard them. And sometimes you can discard them as charity, which means you'll be giving cards to other players, and you might want to do that, you might not. Now, there are these treasure cards, and you can carry a lot of items. You can only equip certain amount of items. You can equip 2 hand items, or one two-handed item, a actual headband, and one of each basically armor. So you have a sai here. You can carry as many weapons as you want, so that means you'll be playing cards in front of you, and then you'll tap which one that you actually want to equip, and you can unequip and de-equip certain weapons and or discard certain things to get things out of your carry bag, but I'll let you go over those minute rules in the rule book. But basically what I'm trying to say is you want to try to put as much equipment in front of you and get as many cards out of your hand so you don't have to discard things without actually playing them. Now, there are also allies. Now, you can only have one ally in front of you. Otherwise, if a card says you can have more than one ally, like this guy can, then you can have multiples. But basically, you will put them in front of you just like a stance or a weapon and all that kind of stuff. So if you played Munchkin, this is going to be very familiar territory. This is just a little bit different because it has the veil of the turtles on it. There are also cards that allow you to sell, and if you sell up to 1,000 value in treasure cards, then you will be able to buy a level. So this right here has $300. Now, if you sell 1,100, you don't get change. But you can sell as much as you want, and if you sell 2,000, then you get 2 levels, and you can keep going up. And again, the name of the game is to get to level 10. The only thing that you can't buy is the 10th level. You have to beat a monster, unless a card says otherwise, but that's rare. Now, the turtles and the humans, Casey, Jones, and April, all have an ability that you can use as well. You may draw 1 additional face-up treasure when you defeat a monster. So each one is going to have a little something extra. Now, in order to defeat a monster, your level is your strength, and their level is their strength. Now, you can add things to multiply your attack and stuff like that, like the allies will do that. And other people can help you, and you can bribe them by saying, like, I'll give you one of my treasure cards if we defeat this monster, and you have to do that, but they aren't going to get a level, but you will. Now, if you cannot defeat that monster, he's too strong of a level, you would have to run away. And in this case, you will not get any levels or treasures, but you might be able to get away with your life, because if you try to run away and you die, well, your character dies, and you lose all your stuff, and everybody loots your body, and then your character comes back and it looks just like your old character. Or you can take the opportunity and take any other characters that haven't been used and replace it, but dying is not great. And running away, you escape on a 5 or higher. Otherwise, bad stuff might happen to you. And you'll continue to do this, playing cards, beating monsters, and of course you take pauses to make sure no one wants to play. And it says it takes as long as grabbing a pizza, taking a bite, chewing and swallowing, and then making sure no one wants to play any cards on you. And then you continue either beating up the monster, or if you kill it and you take that much time, then you've actually killed it and you reap the benefits. There are other minute rules, like if a person is fighting with you and you both have to run, you both have to do the dice check and little things like that. And some cards might contradict, and you would have to kind of just make a judgment call, and there is a tiebreaker where the person who owns the game gets the last word. But that's essentially how you play this game. I am a fan of this board and aesthetics, even though it's more than what you actually need for the game. Now let's give this game a grade and tell you what I think. Let's go. So that's how you play this game here. Now, it's going to get a 73 for me. It's a solid rock game. I like it, and it makes Munchkin a little more palatable for me because I get to look at the art, and it adds a little bit more with the katas. I think that's how you say it, in the stances, and the fact that the turtles are there. Now this isn't a cooperative game by any means, and the theme, it's kind of there because if you're really going to get down to the nitty gritty, this is a competitive game. Now if this game was full of all Raphaels, yes, the theme would be perfect, but it's not really in the spirit of Turtles, but that's fine because it takes Munchkin, a game I don't really have the urge to play, and makes it a game that I played this like 3 times in the last 5 days, which is a lot coming from me because, again, take that kind of games aren't my favorite, but because it's the Turtles, because it added just a little bit more where I can kind of just don't have to do a take that kind of aspect. I can just try to focus on treasures and selling stuff if that's my random plan this time, because again, it's in the heart of the cards what you get, so I can just play on my own and not have to do a take that kind of aspect and play cards on my opponent only when I need to at the very end. Instead, I can just buy treasures and level up, and it helped my opponents out, and instead of you know, just getting weapons and stuff, I'll always get the cash so I can continue to buy, level up. So there is different strategies. You can go all aggressive, you can go defensive and be the economy person. It has a little bit of everything in this game when it comes to strategy. So overall, the production quality is pretty good. I really like the quality of the production. The gameplay is solid. It's a solid game here, and the replayability is there. It's not a game that's blowing my mind, but it did improve on the Munchkin engine for me, so I highly appreciate that. So I recommend this to anyone who is a Turtles fan. You'll immediately like the theme, and you'll like to see the cards and kind of mix and match, and anyone who likes Munchkin will like this game, I think. And if you don't like Munchkin, give this a shot anyway. It still might be something that you wind up liking like I do. So again, thank you so much for this review copy here, IDW. I really do appreciate your support, and thank you so much, Fine Nation, for tuning in to today's video. It is always a pleasure to hang out with you. If you like the video, click like here and the bell, and subscribe too. I would be appreciated. Now, if you don't like the video, click down and let me know in the comments below why you don't like it, so I can try to improve in the future. But until the next time that I see everyone, thank you so much for joining me in today's video, and have a great rest of your day and a great time with all that you play. Heroes in the Half Shells, Ninja, Rap. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.